Imagine this, high schooler Suin, an introverted teen in a cozy small town, lives a lovely life surrounded by her close-knit family, her civil servant dad, homemaker mom, a prosecutor sister named Suami, and another sister Suin, a star in the media world. Sounds pretty normal, right? Well, Suyun's also got a wild imagination fueled by a hefty diet of romantic novels. But here's where things take a twist. One night, she's caught up in a bone-chilling nightmare. Picture this, she's following a boy, sprinting all the way to the roof of a skyscraper. Out of breath and bewildered, the boy confesses his feelings for her. Talk about unexpected plot twists. Overwhelmed, Suyun tries to retreat, hoping for a fairy tale ending. But as she turns around, wham! The sound of a terrible tragedy strikes, the boy has plunged off the roof. In a heart-stopping moment, she tumbles out of her bed, only to find, much to her relief, it's a bright, sunny morning. Quite the roller coaster for our bookworm protagonist. Imagine this, Doom, freshly awake from a nightmare, is abruptly pulled from her cozy slumber by her sister Dami, who's on a mission to get moving, literally. Doom manages a quick hello to the parents, then dashes back to her bed, cheekily thinking she's dodged packing duty. But the twist? She's moving too. Hello, new life in Seoul and a fresh start at a new school, which certainly wipes the smirk off her face. Fast forward a couple of days, the family has conquered the mountain of boxes and the sisters are exploring their new soul sanctuary. But before they could even toast to their new beginning, Doom's on a beer run. Stepping out into the sweltering heat, she hustles back, racing to catch the closing elevator. Talk about a heated rush. Just in the nick of time, Doom sneaks into the elevator, and boom, floor 6 is already lit up. She spins around and, oh my stars, there's Mr. Dashing himself standing right behind her. Fast forward to her apartment, Doom's all jazzed, telling her sisters about the dreamboat next door. But they tease her, hinting he might just be some random dude passing through. Come morning, Doom's riding shotgun with her big sis, the one and only Suda in. She tries to sneak Doom discreetly into school, but nope, the secret's out. Groupies swarm. Suda in takes center stage, whipping out her autograph pen, while Doom zip-zaps through the mob into school. Once inside, Doom's teacher draws her into class, and it's showtime, time to introduce herself. But, whoops, her words play hide and seek. Classic first day, folks.
Now, picture this. Dawn, fresh to the scene, completely floored by the revelation that the dreamy guy from the elevator is actually her class president and classmate. As the teacher kicks off orientation, the classroom buzzes with energy. But wait, the gossip doesn't stop there. Come recess, Dawn's practically swarmed by classmates curious about her famous sibling. Just then, amidst the flurry, two girls, Nar and Hannah, breeze in, bringing friendship and a dash of drama with Nar's boyfriend, Lachiam, and his buddy, Uli. And, plot twist, Dawn and Uli lock eyes, and bam, recognition zaps. Old schoolmates now reunited under the most unexpected circumstances, yet time's a thief, stealing their chance to chat as the bell rings. Meanwhile, across town, we've got Kim Ho-jun, the epitome of a slacker, killing time with video games and mischief. Just when you think his day couldn't get more chaotic, his pals ring him up, and off he goes, probably to stir up some fresh trouble. Life never dulls for these souls, does it?
As the school bell chimes its release, Dong-yoon swiftly ditches an after-school cafe hangout with new pals, driven by curiosity to chase down the mysterious boy from the elevator she'd heard is named Kim Shu. Meanwhile, her intrigued classmates are left sipping their coffees, buzzing about Dong-yoon's sudden interest in the aloof Shu and his notorious reputation. What was she like in your school? They quiz UIL, who, lost in thought, barely mutters a distracted, can't remember. Expertly closing the distance between them, Dong-yoon eagerly taps Shu on the shoulder as he steps off school grounds. Ignoring his blasting tunes, she introduces herself and leaps into a confession of her feelings. Surprisingly, the music-clad enigma doesn't even flinch, well, until Dong-yoon proposes the ultimate, how about walking me to and from school? That seems to snag his attention, eliciting a scowl from Shu that screams, seriously? Oh, the drama of high school.
Just when you think life can't get any soapier, Dawn gets a bitter taste of drama. After her crush's harsh shutdown, she splits, spilling her heartbreak to Dami. Dami, ever the optimist, shrugs it off, pitching Olay as a backup plan. They're knee-deep in sister talk when, bam, there's a knock. Dami swings open the door, while Dawn gets a mystery call. Talk about timing, right? The caller ghosts her, and Dawn, curious and possibly worried, checks on Dami. Plot twist. They find Su at the threshold, propping up a very sloshed Dami. As if that wasn't enough drama for one day, Dawn's stomach revolts, and she chucks in the hallway. Amid the chaos, they somehow manage to tend to Dawn, as Dami drifts into sobriety. Meanwhile, Dawn, not one to waste a good cliffhanger, attempts chit-chat with Su. Seriously, who needs TV?
Picture this, just as Seong-hoo is all set to head home, leaving the cleaning duties to Daun, he's caught off guard when Shu, armed with a bucket and towel, jumps right in to help her clean up the hallways. Unexpected teamwork at its best. Then, the plot thickens. As Seong-hoo tries to make a quiet exit, Daun isn't having any of it. She ambushes him with a request for his number, and when he plays hard to get, she throws down the gauntlet, vowing to pester him until he caves. Spoiler alert, he gives in. But wait, there's more. As soon as Seong-hoo returns to his apartment, he encounters Yunya, a girl who's got more questions than a quiz show host, all about his latest run-ins with Daun. Meanwhile, Daun turns her texting game up to 11, relentlessly bombarding his phone with messages, despite his best efforts to keep her at bay. In the days that follow, Daun's persistence climbs to new heights. Whether it's waiting for him after school, trying to share lunches, or continuing her text assault, she is everywhere Seong-hoo goes. Talk about dedication. Or should we say, a master class in persistence.
Doom crashes Shungu's lunch like a whirlwind of chatter, totally oblivious to his disinterest. Meanwhile, Uli, in a dramatic hallway intervention, yanks Doom aside into an empty room. He's all about the truth, telling her she's playing a part that doesn't fit her real self. But Doom, she's having none of it, flipping the script and leaving Uli speechless by bringing up his past decision to bail. Later, as school winds down, Nara drops a juicy tidbit: Hannah's got a mega crush on Uli. She probes Doom for the tea on her standoffish reaction earlier. Smooth as ever, Doom plays it cool, revealing that Uli is just an old pal from the childhood sandbox days. Ah, the tangled webs of high school drama. Imagine this, Doom and Hannah, along with their friend, are munching away at a local fast food joint, shaking off the day's stresses. Amid the laughter and greasy goodness, Hannah can't help but probe Doom about her vibes with Uli. Doom plays it cool, ensuring there's no drama brewing. Just then, Doom's phone buzzes with another one of those eerie silent calls, but she brushes it off, not letting it kill the mood. Fast forward to the evening, as Shungyu strolls back to his crib, he locks eyes with Hojun and his gang of troublemakers. Oh, tension in the air. By sheer coincidence, Doom and Yuli happen to waltz down the same street and stumble upon this brewing showdown, with Yuli hanging back, taking in the scene. Doom, ever so oblivious to the brewing storm, marches up to Shungyu to chat about their plans, totally missing the gravity of the moment. Shungyu, trying to keep things from escalating, nudges her to head home. But nope, Doom isn't leaving without her buddy. Just then, Hojun decides it's his turn to jump into the limelight, cranking up the tension a notch. Talk about being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
In a scene charged with tension, Shun Yu finds himself baited by the ever-so obnoxious Hojun, who, underhandedly reminiscing about their old acquaintanceship, daringly threatens Yunya. This provokes Shun Yu, and boy, does it escalate fast. Bam! Shun Yu lands a punch, sending Hojun reeling in the crowd into an uproar. Just then, like a squad of cool-headed superheroes, Dawn's sisters swoop in. With rationality as their weapon, they attempt to restore peace, but Hojun, being the epitome of defiance, scoffs at their advice. That's when Dami, flaunting her prosecutor's ID like a badge of honor, steps in. Specializing in school violence, she coolly warns Hojun about the dire straits he's heading into, effectively scattering the crowd. Back home, Dawn's trying to piece together the day's madness while grappling with the heart-sinking idea that Sunu might not be as single as she hoped. A potential girlfriend in the mix. Ouch. But, crisis mode on, she shelves that emotional turmoil for another day.
Despite realizing they've still got a marathon study session ahead, Sun-Woo cleverly suggests hitting pause for a lunch break. Doom, sensing an opportunity to escape the books, quickly agrees. While searching for a decent eatery nearby, they stumble upon Doom's friends, also refueling amid their own academic grind. What luck, the entire gang decides to merge their break plans and soon, everyone's digging into a hearty meal, exchanging pleasantries, and throwing in a laugh or two. Post-lunch, the refreshed troupe saunters back, playful and buzzing with energy. Amid the light-hearted chaos, Uli pulls Shungu aside for a quick, serious chat about Hojun and their recent scuffle, slipping in a stern brotherly warning to keep Doom out of trouble. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, Hojun and his pals take their chill session to the roof of his building. Just as the city skyline starts to feel a bit mundane, in pops their buddy, Hong Yeon, sure to spice things up. In the latest turn of events, Dayoon's sisters whip up a culinary storm and charm Songgu into a cozy lunch, eager to play matchmakers for their sister. The atmosphere is light and bubbly with giggles, and Dayoon turns 50 shades of red as her sisters spill the beans on her massive crush on Songgu. Post-lunch, Dayoon and Songgu hit the books and breeze through loads of steady topics. Taking a break, they step out for some fresh air, where Songgu can't help but ask Dayoon about the love confessions over lunch. After Daun assures him there's no love triangle drama with Julie, Songwoo takes a bold step and asks her to be his girlfriend. Daun is over the moon. Talk about a plot twist. Meanwhile, in a less cheery part of town, Hannah, carrying a heart full of feelings, meets Uli at the park. She lays her cards on the table and daringly asks if he wants to be in a relationship. What a day of confessions and romantic gambles. Oh, what a roller coaster of emotions. So, here's the scoop. Hannah, bless her heart, musters up the courage to propose to Uli, who, in a rather gentlemanly fashion, lets her down easy. Poor Hannah ends up sobbing her way out, heart shattered. Cut to Dan and Sunu wrapping up what seems like the world's most enchanting walk. But oh, twist, Sunu, in a curveball move, tells his new beau to keep their love under wraps. He's not ready for the gossip brigade just yet, and she? She's all in, thrilled just to hold his hand, a simple gesture that sends her over the moon. Then as night falls, drama unfolds. Seung-yu, while happily texting away to his sweetheart, hears a distress call from the living room. It's Yunha, gasping for air. Panic mode activated. A dash to the hospital ensues, hearts racing and hopes praying. Come sunrise, there's Doom, floating into school on cloud 9, keeping her joyous secret close, as promised. Meanwhile, in senior homeroom, the air is thick not just with academia but unspoken secrets and untold stories.
The drama at school just hit a new peak. So, the teachers are now moonlighting as security guards, patrolling the grounds after school. They've got their eyes peeled for any mischief, so everyone better tread carefully. And just as class ends, dropping a bombshell, Seung-yu's out with a family emergency. Dawn, ever the worried friend, tries ringing him up, but radio silence.
Flash forward to recess. Dawn and the gang are chilling when they spy Hannah. They holler at her to come hang, but she blatantly gives them the cold shoulder, strutting off in the complete opposite direction. Everyone's baffled, but Oli's sitting there like he knows the whole score.
Cut to the plot thickener. Hong Yun's on the line with Hojun, getting the 411 on Dawn, believing she's Suu's girl. Plotting her next move, she ducks out of school early and stakes out Suu's school.
And there she is, like a shark spotting her prey. Hong Yun leaps into action just as Dawn strolls out, unsuspecting. It's showdown time, and Dawn's about to find herself in a world of drama.
Phew, folks, fasten your seatbelts because here's a scoop hot off the drama grill. Dawn was minding her own business when out of the blue, Hong Yan accuses her of being Song-hoo's girlfriend and starts causing a scene. Just as things were heating up, guess who leaps into the fray? None other than Yuli, our knight in shining armor. He swoops in, introduces Dawn as his girlfriend, and warns Hong Yan to back off or else. Talk about a plot twist. But wait, it gets spicier. Once the dust settles, Dawn flips the script and scolds Yuli for his impromptu claim. Worried about Song-shu catching wind of this mix-up, Yuli, ever the strategist, explains it was all a ruse to throw the bullies off her trail for good. Calming down, Dawn then becomes Yuli's confidant as he spills the beans about his rocky moments with Hannah and seeks her sage advice on mending fences. Generous to a fault, Dawn agrees to help him navigate the rocky roads of love. Under one condition. Mum's the word to Song-yu about any of this drama.
Well, strap in folks, because we've got some evening solo soap opera unfolding right in Doom's apartment building. So, Doom, ever the hopeful romantic, was practically growing roots by the elevator waiting for Seung-yu to show up. Turns out, he was playing the hero at the hospital, taking care of a sick relative. Cue the collective awe. Now, wait for the Hollywood moment, Seung-yu's grand reveal. He swears Doom is his destiny. I mean, who needs Cupid when you've got conviction, right? And just as they wrap up in the world's most movie-worthy hug, plot twist pops in. There's Unha, lurking in the shadows, simmering with the kind of jealousy that could curdle milk. Cut to another scene, where Hong Yoon is giving Ho-jun a piece of her mind for serving up some half-baked rumors about Doom. Ho-jun, ever the smooth talker, turns the tables and starts connecting the dots, suggesting maybe there's more to the story. I swear, folks, if this were chess, Ho-jun would be thinking 5 moves ahead.
Plot twist. Uli and Ho-jun's relationship? A total sham, possibly a sneaky plot to pull the wool over Honggin's eyes. Fear not, for Ho-jun's now pledged to be Honggin's partner in crime at Seung-hoo's school and wreak a bit of havoc on Dawn and her posse. Meanwhile, back at Shu's lair, an exasperated Unya awaits his return, unleashing a torrent of frustration for having a grand old time while she's been home, licking her wounds. The domestic drama peaks with Seung-gu discovering his smartphone's final resting place, at the bottom of his fish tank, thanks to Yuna's tempestuous outburst. Next door, Sleep dodges Dawn as curiosity gnaws at her. What's Sun-hoo up to with his suddenly silent phone? Come morning, Sunu teams up with Dawn for a school-bound stroll, slipping in an apology for his Mia status. Dawn, seizing the moment, queries if she can finally go public with their romance. Sun-yu begrudgingly nods yes, setting the stage for some serious high school drama.
So, picture this, Uli is totally bamboozled by school, right? But, taking a leaf from Doom's playbook, Uli pens this epic letter for Hannah and, with the boldness of a matinee idol, hands it over right in the jam-packed hallway. I mean, talk about schoolyard drama. Meanwhile, Doom and Shung-yu are practically joined at the hip for the day, tackling mountains of missed coursework, Doom playing the hero in this academic saga. As the school day winds down, twist comes to shove when Song-hoo is summoned by his homeroom teacher. Cue dramatic suspense music. But wait, there's more. Before heading off, Song-yun hands over his old MP3 to Doom, queuing up his favorite tunes for her. How sweet is that? But just as Doom hits play and starts her solo jam session homeward, she literally bumps into trouble. Yup, it's Hong Yan and her posse, and before Doom can even think of an escape, she's completely boxed in by Ho Jun's crew from behind. Talk about a rock and a hard place. Now here's the kicker, Song-gu wraps up his little chit-chat with the teacher, only to stumble upon Park Ji-hwan, a blast from his past and now right-hand man to Ho Jun, who drops the bomb that Doom's been kidnapped by none other than Ho Jun and Hong Yo's combined forces. The plot thickens.
What do we have here? A regular high school drama unfolding. 2 years ago, at Sung-hoo's old school, his buddies, Ho-jun and Ji-won, would hang out until one day, a juicy bit of gossip shakes things up. Enter Hong Yan, Sung-hoo's girlfriend, caught red-handed standing over a petrified Yunya, scrolling through her phone. When Sung-hoo shows up, instead of a scene from a nightly rescue, Hong Yan twists the tale, accusing Yunya of spreading rumors and sneaking photos of Sung-hoo. But here's the kicker. Instead of siding with his gal, Sung-hoo takes a daring stance by helping Yunya out of the mess, leaving everyone, including his girlfriend, utterly bewildered. Cue the nighttime drama with Yunya camped outside Sung-hoo's door, begging for forgiveness, while inside, Sung-hoo's left brooding over her earnest pleas. But the plot thickens the next morning, when Sung-hoo is slammed with graffiti slandering his and Yuna's supposed, scandalous, relationship. Talk about high school drama, folks. In an epic twist at school, Shung-gu unleashes chaos on the whiteboard, leaving Jun baffled and intrigued. Overwhelmed, Shung-gu bolts out of the classroom, needing a breather. Meanwhile, Song-yu and Ji-won are on a detective mission, combing local parks and popular hideouts for Hun's notorious crew. In a thrilling yet alarming turn, Hong Yan becomes an amateur sleuth as she corners Dawn in the girls' restroom of a park. The interrogation heats up, literally. Hong Yan goes full drama queen, resulting in Dawn knocked out cold and rushing headfirst into trouble as she hits the ground. The plot thickens the next day when the homeroom teacher drops the bomb about Dawn's mishap, and the class is abuzz with whispers and wide eyes. Just as the teacher exits, stage left, Nara, ever the news-hungry one, corners Sunu for the scoop on Dawn's drama. Rallying the troops, Sunu gathers all of Dawn's pals, divulging the juicy details. Tensions flare as Uli, in a fit of buddy loyalty, almost throws punches at Shung-gu, but cooler heads prevail. Together, they brainstorm, ready to solve the mystery and save the day.
Imagine this, the local police, armed with eyewitness accounts, swoop in and gather up Ho-jun and Hong Yan's mischievous crew, placing them right at the scene of the crime. Cue the interrogation room drama, where these cheeky kids are almost having a laugh, unfazed and tossing back retorts like they're in a schoolyard. They point out that since no one was physically hurt, and hey, they're just minors, what could the police possibly do? Meanwhile, back at the hospital, Doom, who thankfully isn't physically injured, gets a few extra days of rest. Doctors want to keep an eagle eye on her just in case any sneaky complications decide to show up. As Doom recuperates, surrounded by her caring sisters, drama unfolds when their parents arrive. Picture the emotional airport run, but straight to a hospital room. Just when you think this could be a moment of family unity, hold up, there's a twist. Doom's mom, ever the strategist, whispers about sweeping the whole ordeal under the rug to protect Dad's shimmering political career. Oh, the scandal. But Dami, not having any of it, goes off on a fiery tirade against her mom. She's all guts and glory, vowing to use every ounce of her resolve to bring justice for Doom. So much for a quiet family reunion, right?
In a riveting turn of events, Justice reminds her loving parents of the silver lining in Dawn's ordeal. Close call, but thankfully she's safe, dodging what could have been a fatal disaster. Meanwhile, Ho-jun and the gang are chilling at his place, weaving plans on when to drop the bombshell, aka the torture video. Amid the thrill, Ji-won steals a moment for some sweet texting with his crush, Sue, nailing down juicy details about the crew's shenanigans.
As Ji-won scores the scoop, Shu gears up for some cloak and dagger action. But hold up, Eunice throws a wrench in his stealth mode. Over at the hospital, Dawn's posse, including her sister, holds the fort, anxiously awaiting her return from a doctor's consult. The moment she reappears, it's jubilation central until dawn, overwhelmed by the love, just needs a breather, sending everyone packing from her room.
Alone, Dawn's mind spins, dragging her back to a chilling memory from 2 years back, setting the stage for a psychological wrestling match that she wasn't quite ready for. Stay tuned.
Meet Dawn, the ice princess of her old school. Quiet but mighty with her intellect. She's always been a top contender in academics. Imagine the scene as she snags the second spot in the semester grades, just squeezing past Uli, who lands in third. Now, pivot to Doi, the top gun and not so secret admirer of Dawn, who's thick as thieves with Uli. As Doi dreams about Dawn, he ropes Uli into his master plan to win her heart under the guise of a study group invitation. However, Dawn gives them the cold shoulder. Cut to a few months later, at a usual nerd fest, study session, led by Doi and Uli at school. Guess who decides to grace them with her presence? Dawn herself, sliding into the study sesh like a boss. They hash it out and decide 2 hours post-school is the magic recipe for acing their monthly exams. As their study dates turn into a well-oiled machine, our trio, now a band of academic warriors, face the exams with all their might. Days later, the results are out.
Guess who nailed first place? Da-yun, that's who. And to spread the joy, she treated Mei and Uli to lunch. But just as the party got started, a couple of tough guys crashed it and dragged Mei outside, furious over some unpaid dues. Not one to leave a buddy behind, Uli leapt into action but, oops, both he and Mei ended up getting the short end of the stick. The ruckus didn't end there. Da-yun jumped in, playing the distraction card. Though it got the bullies to back off, they left a warning. They'd be back if Mei didn't cough up the cash. Later, while patching up their bruises, Mei shared a backstory straight out of a drama. Turns out, he's been bullied for cash for years, and the demands have only gotten steeper. He even took on a night gig, but surprise, surprise, it still wasn't cutting it.
Imagine this. After enduring a relentless siege of bullying, our courageous trio, Mei, Uli, and Dawn, finally decide enough's enough. They stride into the principal's office, spill the beans on the bullies, leading to a school-shaking expulsion. Mei's not entirely sure if it was the right move, but heck, they celebrate their victory with some peace at last, promising each other eternal backup against any bully shenanigans, even if it means dragging the police into it next time. Now, rewind 2 years. Mei, on a bravery high, trots over to Dawn's place one morning, heart pounding, ready to shift their friendship to romance. But, alas, nerves strike, and he mutters thanks for her friendship instead, fleeing to a nearby park. Overwhelmed, he decides to pour his heart out in a message he starts crafting for her. Fast forward to the next morning. Mei shows up at school sporting a face more colorful than a painter's palette, bruised and swollen. He heads straight to the rooftop, ignoring everyone. His friends, Uli and Dawn, catch him just in time, hearts racing, fearing the worst. There, on the roof ledge, the suspense skyrockets.
Buckle up, because here's the scoop. Every teacher at the school is turning into a superhero, launching Operation Bring Doom Back. They've got a foolproof plan to ensure a safe return for Doom to school. Meanwhile, Doom's squad gathers for some serious scheming of their own. Top of the agenda, taking down that dreadful video that's causing all the ruckus. Sunu steps up, tapping on Yunha's door, who rushes off to have a heart-to-heart with Doom. Imagine this, Doom's only opening her doors for Yunha, after catching that familiar name. Over at the local pool hall, things are getting dicey. Joom, ever the spy, tips off Sunu about Hongyan and his posse's hangout. Sunu, along with Chinam and Yuli, makes a beeline there and bam, it's showdown time with the bullies. Picture this, as pool balls scatter, truths are revealed. And here's where it gets extra spicy. Yunha confides in Doom, spilling the beans about her own nightmare from 2 years back, starring the same villains. We're talking full circle drama here, folks. In a wild turn of events, our ever-brave Suin Hu takes a stand against the bullies, sparking a showdown to remember. Amidst heart-to-heart confessions, the women bond over their shared scars, tears flowing in a mutual understanding of their deep-seated pain. Meanwhile, outside, the atmosphere sizzles with tension as Yuli, Sunu, and Chamam demand the bullies' hand over any compromising videos of Doom. But, oh, the plot thickens. Hong Yong, the smooth talker, tries to sway Suin Hu to her side with honeyed words, only to have it spectacularly backfire. Suin Hu, fueled by outrage, expresses his disgust and disdain for her, leaving no room for ambiguity about his feelings. As tempers flare, Suin Hu lands a punch on his ex-best friend Ho Jun, and just like that, the epic brawl kicks off. Ho Jun, not one to take things lying down, signals his goons, and it's a full-on melee. Who will emerge victorious in this clash of wills? Stay tuned, because this battle is just getting started. Over at Doon's cozy pad, she spills the beans about her roller coaster of emotions from being bullied. Imagine transforming herself from a wallflower to a social butterfly just to dodge her guilt about May. And yep, Chung Yu, that guy, reminded her of May too, same vibe, same hidden battles. Meanwhile, Doong and her new confidant are bawling their eyes out, finding solace in their shared mess of life experiences. Cut to another scene. Things are getting wild. Sihu and his crew are getting thrashed in a brawl, but hold your horses, it's all part of the master plan. They took one for the team, getting whooped to capture this madness on camera. Hannah and Nara, right on cue, were filming this choreographed chaos to hand over to the cops. Talk about drama.
What a roller coaster, folks. After a heart-to-heart, the girls make a pact to face their fears head-on. Dawn, pumped with newfound courage, dials up Nara to locate the showdown and dashes to be by Shungu's side. Just in time, the cavalry arrives too. The cops, with a little help from the homeroom teacher and prosecutor Dami, swoop in to nab Hun's gang. Dami ensures Sun Yun is without a scratch, as the gang exchanges high-fives over their flawless strategy. And there's Shu, glowing with anticipation as Dawn runs toward him. But hold your horses. This joy is snatched away quicker than candy from a baby. Hong Yan, green-eyed with jealousy, makes a dramatic entrance and, yikes, slashes Sheng Yu's throat. Total chaos erupts. Poor Dawn is left in absolute despair, witnessing this horror unfold. Talk about a mood swing.
Roll out the red carpet of suspense. Our hero, Zheng Yu, is carted off to the hospital for an emergency surgery with an injury that's nothing short of epic. The lobby transforms into a scene right out of a nail-biter as friends gather, wringing their hands, praying for a miracle. But wait, the drama doesn't stop there. Enter Yunha and clan, increasing the anxiety levels to a fever pitch as everyone awaits the verdict on Zheng Yu's fate. Meanwhile, in a twist fit for a thriller, Dami confronts the notoriously smug suspects, Huangong and Hojun, with video evidence of their misdeeds. Oh, but these baddies aren't singing yet. Dami plays her ace, reminding them their juvenile days are ticking away, and suddenly, it's not just the clock that's ticking, it's their opportunity to spill the beans. Fast forward a few days, and give a round of applause because it seems our champ, Sun Yun, is bouncing back, still hospital bound but on the mend. And let's not forget about Doon, who's back to her cheery self, plotting steady schedules as if they're out of style. Oh, what a roller coaster. Stay tuned, the ride's just getting started.